Hello, this is Danielle with Rallybound, and in this tutorial I'm going to talk to you about setting up your payment processor. Now, where I'm at right now is the platform admin. I selected a campaign specific for this video, but it could be any of the campaigns that you have. You're going to access the donation options, which is where you'd set up your payment processor in the same way. You'd want to go to the admin panel. Once you go to the admin panel, if you don't have a credit card processor set up, you're going to receive a pop-up immediately that lets you know that. And then you could go directly to the donation options here. If you already have one set up, you would just go to settings and you've got donation options available to you. A couple of things about this view. One is it's going to tell you what the Rallybound transaction fee is. And so at the time of our agreement, when we entered into a relationship together, you had a percentage fee, a transaction fee that was given to you. Now, Rallybound, for our platform customers, we have volume discounts, which means that if you raise a certain amount of money online, then you will have a decrease in your Rallybound transaction fee. And you will be able to see when you've hit those levels and when your transaction fee has gone down directly through the donation options here, as it will update automatically. Now, in this view, you have a couple of different ways that you can set up your payment processor. You can do it through WePay and Stripe, you can do it through your own gateway, or you can do it through PayPal. Now, with WePay and Stripe, there's a couple of advantages, and that is that Rallybound will take our fee immediately at the time of the transaction, which means you don't have to worry about doing any reconciliation. The integration is also pretty easy. You would just check the box for the payment processor, and then you would select the pop-up or the big box, the call to action button, and it's going to take you through some steps. I set up a fictitious account, or at least I created a login, which is the first step, just so I can show you what happens when you've completed a step in the WePay setup. It will say, thank you, move on to the next step. It's going to be highlighted. And so you go through all of these different steps until you hit step 5. You click here to confirm and save, and you hit save changes. A couple of things about WePay that are beneficial to Rallybound customers. One, they offer a discounted rate of 2.2% plus 30 cents for each transaction, with the exception of American Express and International cards, which charges a higher percentage. We also have on WePay features that include recommitment, which is when a fundraiser's credit card information is captured. So that way, if they agree to a specific fundraising minimum, if they don't hit that, then the administrator will have the option of charging the fundraiser. WePay also supports recurring payments, so monthly payments. When a donor comes and wants to make a $10 payment, you can turn that into $120 when they get charged every month. And then also WePay offers partial refunds. We can still do refunds in the system, but WePay offers the functionality of splitting out a single payment and refunding a specific piece of that instead of refunding the entire payment. Now, if you do not select WePay or Stripe and decide to use your own gateway, you can set it up through any of these payment processors that we have here. The steps are pretty simple. They'll be different based off of the payment processor that you select. One thing about using your own gateway is that Rallybound is unable to take our transaction fee at the time of the transaction, and so instead we will charge you on the 1st and the 16th of every month, whatever the cumulative total is of the Rallybound transaction fees. And you will, the credit card that you enter here will be charged, or if you want to give us your bank information, we can add that onto the back end. Now, if you are using your own gateway and you are receiving a bill at the 1st and the 16th of every month, you'll receive an invoice that tells you the total amount that was charged, total number of transactions, and then also within reports, there's going to be a report called the Rallybound Billing Report, and it's not here because this campaign is not set up to a third-party gateway. It only appears for those that have that set up. But the Rallybound Billing Report is going to detail every invoice, and then it will list out every transaction and then what our fee was, so you can use it to compare against what was actually charged and make sure that the numbers are jiving. Once you've made changes to your credit card payment processor, which you can do at any time, you just hit Save Changes here, and the changes will be pushed into production, they'll be live, and then the money will flow in that specific cadence. One final piece that I want to mention that has to do with payment processors is when you're giving donors the option to cover the processing fees. And so you can find that option under campaign settings, and it's going to be underneath donation options. And this can be a little bit confusing because there's a couple of different fields that you can fill in. The first, under include processing fees, is a checkbox that says give option to donor to pay for fees. If you only check this box, it's going to cover the Rallybound transaction fees. So let's say those are 4%. By selecting this box, it will add 4% to whatever the donation is, and that's what the donor will cover. Again, you can always see what that Rallybound transaction fee is by going to the donation options, and it's going to be entered right here. Now, outside of the Rallybound transaction fee, you'll be paying a payment processing fee. And so that generally is made up of two different numbers, a flat fee and then also a percentage. And so to cover the payment processing or the credit card processing percentage as well, you would want to put in what the percentage number is. And be careful if you're doing 2.7% that you don't actually enter 2.7. The correct way to enter that would be 0.027. And then you'd put in whatever the flat fee is. And then if you have information filled out in all of these boxes, the total amount that will be added will be a cumulative total of those amounts. Make sure that you save changes so that way those changes are saved and they're live, and then all of that information will be updated on your end for your fundraisers. We wish you the best of luck. Happy fundraising. If you have questions, please contact support@rallybound.com. Thanks.